Okay, welcome back everyone to my channel. This is the West Best Media Present. And today we're going to talk about Africa Rising and the fall of Babylon. From the soul of our ancestors to the skyline of Africa, this is the dawn of change. This is the end of exploration. This is the rebirth of a continent welcoming African rising. Before we get into it, I'm going to ask you, my friends and family, please subscribe, please like, and share. All right, let's get into it. What does it mean for Africa to rise, moving beyond just a slogan? Let's talk about the highlights. Excuse me. All right, let's talk about some of these highlights that's going on in Africa. One, in West Africa, Ghana is taking control of its mineral. It's moving to where Ghana is seeing a profit. It has been reported that since Ghana took control of its gold mining and set up the gold board, where all miners have to pass their gold and register their gold through the gold board, and the gold can only be sold through the gold board. Ghana have seen in the range of $84 million in the space of 30 days. Nigeria, what we know about Nigeria. Nigeria is the powerhouse in West Africa. But let's talk about Burkina Faso and Niger and Mali. They have done the same. And they have refused to take loans from the World Bank or the IMF. They has taken control of their minerals, and they are using their resource to build their country. And when I say build their country, I'm talking about building roads, building schools, building factories, putting people to work, back to work. This is Africa rising, and not only in West Africa, in Southern Africa, Namibia, Botswana are taking control of their minerals, are asking for a fair market price, and they're receiving it. And they're able to be building their countries and providing opportunities for their citizens. So this is the dawn of Africa rising. And once Africa has risen to a certain level, there's no stopping for Africa. Now, the Babylon is the Western world. They are the one who will suffer the most. Babylon was built on cheap labor, cheap mineral, stolen mineral, slavery. Those days are over with. Babylon, now the West, have to pay a fair price for Africans' mineral. And without Africa, the West will not be able to survive. The West is dependent on minerals and supply, cheap supplies from Africa. But yet, the West look down on Africa. You have some president called Africa a shithole country, but that's okay. We're not we're not fighting with him or worrying about him. We're just taking control of our own minerals, and you have to pay a fair price, the market price. We don't want your World Bank loans or your IMF loans. We don't want those things. We realize now those were traps, and we understood that those were traps to keep us poor. We're moving beyond that. We're using our own minerals and to develop our own country, and that's how Babylon is falling. Female leaders across the continent and in the Caribbean is making bold steps, bold move. And I just want to say this mainly to my brothers. Let's let's show some real respect to our females partners, females in the community. Without females, we would not be anywhere. Female was at the forefront in fighting in the civil rights movement. Female was at the forefront in freeing us from bondage. Every step of the move, every move, female was there with us. So let's start treat the females, give them the respect and the compassion they need. The African diaspora is also claiming their identity. Jamaica, Haiti, Barbados, Trinidad, Grenada, all claiming their identity. Now, there's a global realignment, and the global realignment is Africa and the Caribbean is no longer waiting on the Western world or the West countries to help us develop. We're finding new partners. Russia, China are two main partners that's help developing Africa and the Caribbean. Now the West is spreading rumors that especially China is putting the Caribbean and Africa into a debt trap. But what the West don't understand, China has a deep, long relationship with Africa. So does Russia. And they remember during the Cold War days, Africa stood by their side. Africa voted against sanctions for these countries. So these countries, Russia, China, remember these things. That's why they're stepping in and helping us. But the West want to continue holding Africa and the Caribbean down. So they spread all kinds of rumors. But let's not believe that the West is not going to try everything in their powers to keep Africa in the dark. It's in their best interest, even though slavery is over with. The neocolonialism is still alive and kicking. So, what's ahead for us? Africa and its diaspora, we need strong media present, not Western media, but local indigenous media to spread our true development and achievement. And the Africa and the Caribbean need to be able to control the narrative of these media. We need to rebuild our agricultural systems. We need to rebuild education and call for diasporan control of intellectual and financial properties. That's how we're going to be able to conquer. Maybe conquer might be a strong word, but that's how we're going to be able to move ahead and prosper. We, as a people, is is known to survive. We have survived many atrocities, many atrocities. If you looked at how Belgium treated the country of Congo, it is reported that over 10 million Congolese suffered and were killed under Belgium authority, but yet we survive. We have survived the Atlantic trade movement. We were taken to a new land. We didn't know anything about the culture or the environment, but yet we survive. We're people are surviving. And now we no longer not knocking on the doors of prosperity. We're kicking it down. This is not a revolution fueled by hatred, but by dignity. The chains have been broken. The minds are awakening. The line has returned to the throne. Africa is rising. That's not, that's not just a statement. That's the destiny unfolding. And again, my friends and family, please share and like this video and subscribe. So as soon as I drop a new video, you'll be the first one to know. And help me to grow this channel. On this channel, the West Best Media, all we talk about is Africa and Africans in Africa and in the diaspora. Here we'll tell you the truth about Haiti, the truth about Dominica, the truth about Puerto Rico, the truth about Jamaica, Barbados, and Trinidad. We hold no bars. We believe in our people. And we're moving forward. Heads high, straight ahead. No more. No more begging. I'll compromising. No more. It is time for us Africans to hold our head up high and stand tall. We are a people of survival. Bob Marley said it best: Black survival. We are the people of black survival. We have survived for many years, and that's why the Babylon system must and will fall. We're not saying this as vengeance. We're saying it, and we're not going to be taking vengeance on no one. That's not what we're all about. We're looking for equality. Yes, equality. Treat us how you'll treat your fellow Irish or British or Germans or Americans. I'm talking about the so called white people. If you go back and look in your history, before the 1600, there was no such thing as white people. The name was created by the slave masters to separate people. That's how the name white people came about. Before it was known as Africans, British, Germans, Americans. But the slave masters came up with that name to separate the people and to inflict their cruel and inhumane treatment to black people. But we're not about revenge. We're bigger than that. We have moved on. Now we're creating our own space, our own wealth. Yes. And I can tell you this: one of the first leg of Babylon that will fall will be France. France has no natural resource, none. France without Africa, France be nowhere. And Africa has moved on from France. France is on life support. So this phrase I'm saying to my brothers and sisters who are in Africa, in West Africa, basically, we in the Caribbean and in the diaspora has to be strong and resilient and help. But you in West Africa, the former French colonies, please be observant. Please be diligent to your people. There's a lot of people, so-called ministers, that will be used to overthrow your government in the name of Christianity. I'm not knocking Christianity. I'm just telling you the facts. Be aware of what they say, wolf in sheep clothing. Be aware, my brothers and sisters. Stay strong. And let's rise together in one love, peace, and harmony. See you in the next video. Thank you. And again, please subscribe, share, and leave your comment. Thanks again.